Alright, I know I'm a little bit behind the curve on this, but Mortal Kombat X is just something I have to talk about. I've been anticipating it ever since the end of the story in Mortal Kombat 9, and it's been announced. It's a thing. It's gonna happen. I am really excited for it. So, the trailer came out not too long ago, but there are a few things I saw in it that I wanted to talk about, and I'm not going to show the trailer because YouTube, copyright, and the malarkey that all goes on with that. But if you want to watch the trailer for it, I'll link it in the description and you can go watch it. But there are a few things in that I want to touch on. One is that we're definitely going to see X-rays coming back. Like that was a kind of a point in the trailer where Scorpion uses his X-ray on Sub-Zero. So we're going to see that happen. That's fantastic. I love the X-rays in Mortal Kombat 9, so I'm excited to see those come back. Obviously, fatalities are going to come back because Mortal Kombat is not Mortal Kombat without its fatalities. But one thing that happens in the trailer is Sub-Zero takes a stick off of a tree and freezes it and hits Scorpion with it, whatever. Uh, what that says to me when I saw the trailer was that there are going to be environments that you can interact with, which is very nice. I'd like to see that coming back. That's very Mortal Kombat 4 esque. Hopefully, a lot more sophisticated than Mortal Kombat 4's environment interaction system, I guess. Because really, all there were rocks that you could pick up and throw and skulls that you could pick up and throw. That was about it. But Sub-Zero taking that stick off that tree and freezing it and hitting Scorpion with it, whatever. I love how I say that like it's not a big deal. But what that says to me is we're going to see different environments where you can take things and use them against your opponent, much like the weapons in Mortal Kombat 4 that you could take out. Uh, that could be both a good and a bad thing, mostly because will those be kind of game breaking? Will they be so powerful that the fighters will be in a rush to go after them rather than trying to fight each other? I hope not. I hope that it's just a little thing that's kind of convenient that would be like, hey, you're kind of close to this object, why don't you go ahead and just pick it up and try to use it? Hopefully that also changes your move set and changes the way you have to play. So there will be a lot more variance in the combat system. And I also had the Game Informer article for Mortal Kombat X open right beside me. I'm just talking about the trailer and my first impressions of it. And then we'll move on to the Game Informer article. But yeah, I just hope they do that right this time. I want to see a sophisticated system where you can use those kinds of objects rather than have to scramble for them because they do so much damage. But there's also a point where Sub-Zero uses an ice sword. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer that he would use that, but he picks it up out of the ground when it's already frozen. I don't know if that suggests that maybe a character is going to have weapons that they can use, again, much like Mortal Kombat 4, or if that's just a little thing they put into the trailer to make it a little more exciting. The trailer is fantastic, by the way. People complain about the music in it, but it's not really a bad choice. And this is coming from a guy who hates rap. But, yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about with the trailer. Because there wasn't a whole lot you can get out of that aside from those little subtleties. Or maybe not so subtleties, whatever. Oh, excuse me. But after I read the Game Informer article, what what they said in the article is that they're adding more characters into this game. And let me just clarify this. Let me read it again. Yeah, here's the quote right here. This is said by Ed Boon. I think, according to my immediate memory, we're introducing more characters in this game than we have since the first Mortal Kombat game. And that's great, but are we going to see something like what we started to have with copy characters like Frost? Because I don't want to see that happen. If you're going to introduce characters who are pretty much identical to other characters, then don't bother. But if it's just a ton of new characters that introduce a whole new variety into the game, then fantastic. I love that. But there's also the thing with the new character variation system where when you select a character, you get to pick between one of three different fighting styles, very much like I think Street Fighter 4 did it, or does it, or something. I'm not a big Street Fighter person. I wouldn't know. I did watch the Evo event though. That was pretty fun. Or 2014 Evo. This is going nowhere, isn't it? But that also, again, it could be a good and a bad thing. Because while it does add to a lot of the complexity you can have for your characters, it also means that there's going to be a lot more complexity to the characters. There are going to be significant balancing issues that could arise, and they also say in the article that they are bringing in pro Mortal Kombat players to test out all of these styles, all of these characters, to make sure they balance it perfectly. But you know there are going to be these things that they miss, like with Sonya in Mortal Kombat 9. She had this kick attack that was pretty much an infinite combo, and you couldn't do anything about it. It was very cheap. I hated it so goddamn much. It was a really annoying experience. But again, this brings a whole new variety into the Mortal Kombat games until you realize that they had a system very similar to this, starting with, I believe it was Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. If not Deadly Alliance, it was definitely in Deception and Armageddon. Armageddon, that's a whole different story. But in those games, you could switch between these styles on the fly. It led to a lot of very complicated combos, and I don't think very many people liked that at all. I know I sure didn't. It was just, you had to learn these extremely complicated combos, and if you weren't using those combos, you were pretty much screwed. So, I hope they don't go down that route. I hope they just stick with, you pick this at the beginning of the match or something, and you have to live with it. And if it's that way, it can be fantastic, because you could have matches where the same characters are going against each other, but they have very different playstyles, and I love that. But I don't want to see a situation where we start coming across people who use characters like Cabal and his dash canceling from Mortal Kombat 9 against each other. That was a fucking mess. Let's be honest. So, I have a lot of high expectations for this title, but I don't want to see it start to go down the same route that it did, that the series did back when Deadly Alliance came out. I love seeing the new characters. I hope that they're a great addition to the roster. I hope that some of the characters that we saw, like back in the Deception and Armageddon days, come back. But I hope we see Shinnok come back. I didn't see anything about that in the article or in the trailer. But at the end of Mortal Kombat 9's story, we do see Shinnok, which I'm excited about because I love Shinnok in Mortal Kombat 4, even though he was pretty much a glorified Shang Tsung. But whatever. So, those are my thoughts on Mortal Kombat 10, Mortal Kombat X, whatever you want to call it. I like calling it Mortal Kombat X because X is fun to say, like Mega Man X. But, yeah, I guess that's it. Hopefully you like the little rambling there. But what are your opinions on Mortal Kombat X? Do you think that the new additions are going to add to the experience? Are they going to detract from the experience? Are they just going to make it too complicated for new players to come in and play? Or will it entice Street Fighter 4 players to come in and try Mortal Kombat X? That's what I'm interested in. I want to see how that affects the fighting game community as a whole, rather than just the Mortal Kombat community. Because what I'm getting from this article and from the trailer is that they're trying to entice new people in, which I guess every new title is trying to do that, but they're almost doing it to a fault. They're introducing so many new features, and what could end up happening is Mortal Kombat just becomes not Mortal Kombat anymore. It could become Street Fighter Combat. Yay. I don't know, some people would be excited about that, some people wouldn't. The Street Fighter series just isn't something that I've played very much, but I played a lot of Mortal Kombat in my day. It's a series that's very dear to my heart. I have a lot of fond memories of it as a child, playing it with my brother late into the night. And, I just don't want to see the series take another wrong turn. We all know how that ended up with Armageddon. Let's be honest. But, yes, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Also, there's going to be another video on this that is just my own opinion. This was my own opinion. This is also a speculation video, but whatever. Uh, the next video is also going to be speculation on something that I'd like to see in Mortal Kombat X, but is understandable if they don't, because it's complicated. And I'm sure a lot of other people would like to see it, but that's beside the point. This is my channel, goddammit. Go away. Anyway, thanks for watching.